Contracts allegations, new tonight on Our News, live at 7. Amid reports, other family members benefited from contracts and employment from the former head of the utilities company. The Prime Minister says he did not sanction an investigation. But first, we're also learning that a shift on global tax rules after a recent UN resolution vote could bring some changes. We'll tell you what changes coming up. Plus, the Supreme Court rules a full trial in that Bahamian flag copyright case. This after the Attorney General's office fails again to strike out an artist's claim against government. Then in our news at 7:30, steps taken to address an existing nurse shortage as 18 nurses from Ghana join the public health service. Our News live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to Our News live at 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kendino Knowles. Prime Minister Philip Davis hoping a recent United Nations vote will bring change to the harsh pressures placed on countries, including the Bahamas, from financial international watchdogs. Berthany McDermott tells us tonight the United Nations vote was overwhelmingly in support of taking away some of the decision-making power from those bodies.
The Bahamas was among 125 United Nations member countries supporting a resolution shifting the decision-making on global tax policies and rules away from large global bodies. It's a position Prime Minister Philip Davis has been pushing for. He says oftentimes the decisions handed down can be costly for small nations like ours.
A lot of times, the rules they put in place and then the sanctions that follow impact us. And it's sometimes very costly to implement some of the initiatives that they want. So there's no regard to our circumstance, the cost that might be incurred by putting in these initiatives, what it's doing to our economy. There's no input from small and developing states.
The United Nations, the United Kingdom, and European Union member countries were among the 48 that voted against the resolution. 9 countries abstained. Davis wrote a letter back in September to UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres outlining the harmful actions of the OECD and other global financial watchdogs, which often portray the Bahamas as a danger to larger nations.
This is something I took on from I came into office because the rules that have been imposed upon us without our even having an ability to discuss these rules before they are even implemented.
The vote comes as the OECD seeks to impose a 15% global minimum corporate income tax by 2024, which the Bahamas has agreed to implement. The Prime Minister hopes the vote will bring some change.
We'll see how it pans out, because at the end of the day, some of these countries, they are unto themselves, but I think with all the countries in the world, 142 or thereabouts, joining with me in this whole exercise, we should see some changes going forward.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
All right, thanks a lot, Berthany. Now to another story we've been following. Prime Minister Davis, who you just heard from, also telling the media he did not sanction an investigation after it was revealed former Water and Sewerage Corporation Executive Chairman Sylvanus Petty gave his daughter a contract under the corporation. It comes amid reports that other family members allegedly benefited from contracts and employment while he was chairman. Here's the Prime Minister responding today.
I have not done any investigations. The action I took was as a result of of his admissions in court, and we are still talking with him about these matters.
All right, to continue to follow that, be sure and head over to ournews.bs. A 20-year-old man is dead tonight after he was fatally shot through Kendall Avenue in South Beach last night. Police say the 30-year-old victim had just arrived home when an unknown male occupant of a black-colored Japanese vehicle opened fire in his direction. The victim sustained multiple gunshot wounds and died on the scene. If you have any information that could assist police, you are asked to contact them at 911-919 or Crime Stoppers at 328-TIPS. Meanwhile, the Attorney General's office failed for a second time to strike out an artist's copyright claim against the government for the use of the national flag. Bishop James Alexander Darling is seeking $328.5 million in damages over the alleged infringement and an injunction from further use of the flag. Darling claims he has held the copyright for the design called Fun in the Bahamas, which he produced when he was 10 years old since 1964. He filed a lawsuit for the alleged breach of copyright in 2010. the Attorney General's office entering a defense in 2020. In 2021, acting Justice Tara Cooper Burnside refused to strike out the lawsuit on the basis it was statute barred. Last week, Justice Neil Brathwaite dismissed an argument that the Crown could not be held liable for copyright infringement. Brathwaite said that the case contained a number of curious features that needed to be resolved at trial. Reverend Hervis Bain has been credited as the designer of the Bahamian flag and coat of arms. All right, we've got much more to get to tonight, but for now, it's time for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. And Greg, I know you said a cold front. We're experiencing it in some parts of the Bahamas already. Hopefully that means we're going to have continuing good weather for the rest of the week.
It is now pushing into the capital. It's going to be pushing south of us. Grand Bahama, you'll see that in our temperature profile. They are now seeing some nice cooler temperatures, and we're likely to see that starting tomorrow. And for the rest of the Bahamas, that should continue through the remainder of the week. But we are still in the upper 70s right now outside our studios. Few clouds. The front doesn't have much in terms of any weather in it. North-northwest winds at 10 miles per hour, and your field strike temperature is at 80 degrees. Temperatures right now across the chain of islands in the northwest Bahamas, Freeport, you guys are really nice now. 73 degrees, and the dew point is falling, so you're going to see some drier, cool air mass in there. 77 Marshall, Barbacoa, Alistown, Bimini. We pick up 78, Great Harbour Key, Nicholstown, Andros, and in Governor's Harbour. Central Bahamas, 78 in Kemps Bay, 79 Artistown, Cat Island, 80s in Georgetown, Deadman's Key, Coburn Downs in Salvador, you guys are 81. And in the southeast Bahamas, 80s down there as well. 81 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Delectable Bay, Abrams Bay, and Providenciales. Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, you 80. And Matthew Town in Ivory, you guys are 82 at this hour. Satellite radar composite showing not much in terms of any weather with the front. It's now pushing through the capital, and we are starting to see a couple of small showers associated with it. Most of that is over the open waters, but nothing really happening with this front. High pressure is going to control our weather. It's going to pick up, allow our breezes to pick up tomorrow. So we're looking at some rather cooler temperatures and some breezy conditions tomorrow. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come in our news, preparing to meet the holiday demand. The national flag carrier Bahamas Air gets a 737 jet just in time for Christmas. Plus, we're learning how BTVI has become essential in addressing training needs for staff in the Ministry of Works in tonight's Work in Progress segment. And Janae's Monday Madness sale, bringing a sense of joy and relief this holiday. Customers grab Christmas decorations and trinkets for half the price. We'll show you the mad rush when our news returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahama's Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahama's Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahama's Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
It's safe to say we are officially in the holiday season. This as thousands of people traveled for the American Thanksgiving holiday, and of course that means Christmas is right around the corner. And Bahama's air officials say they are prepared to meet the demand. Managing Director Tracy Cooper says overall 2023 has been a good year for the airline.
We can't complain. It has been very good. Our numbers in 2023 are pretty much almost the same in comparison to 2019 before the COVID pandemic. So we think we've had a full recovery. We expect that the Christmas as usual will be a robust time, that we will have enough seats to provide the expected demand. This is a good time to throw a plug in there that we're actually expanding the airline by an additional 737. It should be coming on hopefully in another 3 weeks or so, or come to the Bahamas in another 3 weeks. And that is there to help us expand the airline to meet the 2024 expectations. And we're also looking to acquire another ATR 70-seater aircraft, also for the expanding demands in and around the Bahamas.
All right, and Cooper also had this to say about the airline's expansion.
That is there to help us expand the airline to meet the 2024 expectations. And we're also looking to acquire another ATR 70-seater aircraft, also for the expanding demands in and around the Bahamas.
In addition to internal training, the Ministry of Works partnering with a local tertiary institution to help certify its workers. Joshua Williams has more in tonight's Work in Progress segment.
The Ministry of Works is continuing to work towards better training and growing staff capacity in various areas of the ministry. Training and Disaster Management Officer at the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs, Dwight King, says they're now beginning with staff of a particular division.
When Minister says to in his tenure at the Ministry of Works, he cast a vision for the northern compound, which is the area beyond that security booth you see there. He felt that a lot of them have, and they're very good in terms of their hands and doing the hands-on thing, but the desire to formalize and get formal skills and be upgraded in their skills. He cast that vision.
That vision, King says, begins with a strategic partnership and teamwork that has already started with institutions such as the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute.
They came to the campus, they courses. You would be aware that the government has put a policy in place that BTVI, most courses are tuition free. So we took upon an opportunity for its relationship. The PS granted them release to go to the camp, to BTVI, take their courses in the day. And we had a great graduation last year. A lot of them are very excited. And now we're getting ready to launch the second year of that program.
And as in any profession, certification is important.
Just how a doctor has to do a medical board, a lawyer has to be called to the board, You may have some certification in your profession, I don't know. But the goal is to get them the certification, which in most cases required for promotion in the professional ranks. So part of my job is to help them facilitate that, help them get that, so that they can get where they need to move on and move up the ranks.
Reporting for Work in Progress for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks a lot, Josh. Bringing a sense of holiday relief and joy. That was the aim of Janae's Uniform Center during its Monday Madness Christmas sale. Various Christmas decorations, trinkets, and toys were on sale for half the price. This is one of the latest give-back initiatives by the clothing store. Managing Director for Janae's, Martha Wallace, explains.
Every year, because of the children, we always want to give back. And Christmas is for the children. Even though I like it, I think just as much as the children, because you want to make somebody else's Christmas. So we give back, and in giving back, we offer 50%, and we only can have it for one day only.
And with some facing some tough economic challenges, Martha believes government agencies and corporate Bahamas needs to do more to help this holiday season.
It's important because you have homes like the Children's Emergency Hostel, of which I'm part of helping in there. We have Centerville's Seventh Day Outreach Ministry, whereby they go into the community and they give toys. You have Believers Embassy International that does the same thing. You have the police that does the same thing, and it's all about giving back to the less fortunate during this time. We don't want them to feel left out, and so it's our responsibility as corporate citizens to help them.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as a truce is declared. Israel and Hamas agreed to extend a 4-day ceasefire. Plus, the UN chief says we absolutely need to act immediately ahead of the Global Climate Change Summit in Dubai. The details when our news returns.
Technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Israel and Hamas agreed to extend their ceasefire for 2 more days past Monday. The Qatari government made the announcement in a post on X, formerly known as Twitter. A 4th swap of hostages for prisoners under that deal was expected later today. Israel said it would extend the ceasefire by 1 day for every 10 additional hostages released. After the announcement by Qatar, Hamas confirmed it had agreed to a 2-day extension under the same terms. But Israel says it still remains committed to crushing Hamas's military capabilities and ending its 16-year rule over Gaza after its October 7th attack.
Now, in order to extend the pause, Hamas has committed to releasing another 20 women and children over the next 2 days. We would, of course, hope to see the pause extended further, and that will depend upon Hamas continuing to release hostages. We're going to be watching closely to see if any Americans are in that group. As it has come out over the last 3 days, we don't really know until you get into the end game who's going to be actually on that list, and then even then you got to watch closely to seeing if who's on the list is the folks that actually come out. So we're watching and hoping.
And ahead of international climate talks, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres visited globally important Antarctica, where ice that's been frozen for millions of years is melting due to human-caused global warming. He made that trip to send the message that we absolutely need to act immediately. At the annual conference of the parties, known as COP, nations are supposed to strengthen commitments to addressing climate change, but so far, these have not been nearly enough to slow global warming caused by greenhouse gas emissions that result from the burning of fossil fuels. Guterres described COP28, which begins next week in Dubai, as an opportunity for nations to decide the phase out of fossil fuels in an adequate time frame to prevent the world from warming 1.5 degrees Celsius, that's about 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit, above pre-industrial temperatures. Scientists consider that an important demarcation to avoid devastating climate extremes for millions of people. Still to come in our news, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was November 27. Then in our news at 7:30, steps being taken to address a decades-long nursing shortage as 18 Ghanaian nurses set to join the public health care system. Plus, a man pleads guilty to sexually assaulting his niece. When our news returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahama's Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahama's Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Welcome back to Our News. It's time now to turn our spotlight on events that shaped the day that was November 27th. Take a look. On this day in Bahamian history in 1951, Cyril Drybread Ferguson was born in Nassau. Ferguson was a Bahamian musician and entertainer who composed songs in the genres of gumbe, calypso, and Bahamian pop music. Some of his more popular songs include Yamar, Sunshine on My Body, Bahamian Music, and Don't Squeeze the Mango. Ferguson died on April 9, 2009. Then in 2019, former Cabinet Minister Shane Gibson, who was tried on 15 bribery charges brought against him by the then Minister-led administration, was acquitted.
Once the not guilty verdicts were read, family members and supporters erupted with cheers, with one man singing a hymn. Gibson also broke down in tears as he thanked each member of the jury as they walked out. Those emotions also ran high outside court as Gibson was hugged by more than 24 supporters and family members.
I want to thank my wife of 33 years for standing by my side every step along the way, for praying with me every single day, for speaking over me, speaking over my life, and for just supporting me in every which way possible.
And in 2021, Marcos City MP Michael Pintard was elected leader of the Free National Movement, beating both Iram Lewis and Kwesi Thompson. During his victory speech, he apologized for missteps of the previous F&M government and promised to listen to and look out for all.
The truth is, sometimes we didn't listen to you the way we ought to. Sometimes we forgot that we are your servants. We work for you, that we have temporary jobs. And so we needed to exercise collectively, no one person, no two person, collectively we needed to demonstrate humility that comes from a servant heart.
All right, to watch that historical recap again and for all of today's top stories, remember you can visit ournews.bs and you can share your favorite stories right from the Our News Bahamas Facebook page. It's going to do it for us at News at 7. Joining us now is Italia Hall with the latest headlines. Italia, happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Ken.
I hope you had a wonderful weekend.
I did.
I know you went to my church's
Your church. It was really good.
festival.
Saint and I had a great time. We went in the bouncing castle.
Oh, nice.
We got some ice cream.
Nice,
I had some steak.
I'm so sad I couldn't make it. I was working this weekend, but at least you got to do it for us.
Thanks so much for inviting us. All right, thanks, Ken. Well, steps taken to address a decades-long nursing shortage, plus a man pleads guilty to sexually assaulting his niece. Here are your latest headlines. New nurses first tonight on Our News Live at 7:30. 18 nurses brought in from Ghana are on the job this week. Also, we'll tell you about plans to improve working conditions in the public healthcare system. Plus, the response from the nation's leader about some revealing comments made by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. And later, residents on the island of Eleuthera without water for several days, but the state minister responsible is confirming the issue is now resolved. That story and more coming up when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Doctors Hospital's reimagined primary care. We've invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
This season, set your table with custom holiday accessories from Executive Printers. Browse our selection of tumblers, coasters, placemats, keychains, mugs, and don't forget the calendars. You can even design your own personalized items with a quick turnaround time. We are located at 53 Jerome Avenue, opposite National Plumbing. Call 393-5011 or email us at salesepbahamas.com or check us out on Facebook.
Janae's Christmas Wonderland is open under the Big Tent. Get 20 to 50% off selected Christmas decorations. Restrictions apply. Trees in pink, frosted green or white in a variety of sizes. LED and laser lights, a large variety of tree ornaments, lighted angels, Santa tree toppers, bright and lively colored Christmas balls, garlands, wreaths, red and white stringed cranberry, tree skirts, stockings, and lots more. Add flowers, picks, and decorative mesh to brighten up your home or office this holiday season. And don't forget the toys at Janae's Chesapeake Road. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Janae's Limited. WhatsApp 817-3295.
Have you heard that sound? It's the sound of us. Since our origins, we burst music. Our sounds mixed together. So let us hear your sound too. Your sound of passion, of joy, of friendship. The sound of your style and the beat of your night. It's time to play together the sound of Guinness, the sounds of greatness.
Welcome to our news. Thank you for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. 18 nurses brought in from Ghana set to begin working in the public health care system this week. And officials say they will help with the ongoing nursing shortage. Our Joshua Williams was there at their orientation this morning and filed this report.
It's time for the country's newest nurses to don their scrubs and get to work. The Ministry of Health and Wellness beginning orientation for those new nurses out of Ghana, along with 3 from the University of the Bahamas. Director of Nursing Gina Dean says it's a step to solving an age-old problem.
We also found ourselves in a position where we needed to reach out to other countries to see if we can get some persons to come in to give us a helping hand. And that is where the Ghana nurses come in.
A total of 18 nurses coming from Ghana. 3 have been assigned to Grand Bahama, 9 to the Princess Margaret Hospital, and 6 to the public health care system, with some to be assigned to the Family Islands. The agreement is expected to last for 2 years. Permanent Secretary in the ministry, Colin Higgs, says he's expecting positive long-term benefits.
In the short term, your skills and dedication will undoubtedly enhance patient care and support our existing healthcare professionals. In the medium and long term, we anticipate a positive impact on the overall health outcomes of our people.
We spoke to some of the Ghana nurses who say they believe they can contribute positively to the health system.
I have been a nurse for the past 20 years. I practiced public health nursing, then registered nursing, and then hematology nursing. So yes, I've had the opportunity to practice in all these special areas.
We brought our experience to bear to support the health system here and also to explore new avenues to also get acquainted with our brothers from another land, which is the Bahamian.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks for that, Josh. Well, the push versus pull factors, that's how Director of Nursing Gina Dean describes the issue of nursing shortage, something the country has grappled with for some time now. A number of issues have led to the decline in nurses, which has in many ways negatively impacted our healthcare system.
things like compensation. That is one of the big areas. We also look at the work environment. We have had challenges with maintenance and making sure that we have everything that they need in place to practice. We have the recruiters coming from some of the big countries like the United States and Canada, and they are offering better pay packages. There's more opportunities available for them for further training, for upward mobility, and that is because that is a problem that we have as well. That they don't see the opportunities there for the younger nurses to move up.
And while these challenges do exist, Dean says the ministry is looking to step up its efforts to retain our nurses.
We work along with the nurses union to try to look at compensation packages that would be a little more pleasing to the nurses. There's a lot of work going on in terms of trying to improve the overall work environment for nurses as a means of encouragement. We also look engaging in leadership training for our senior nurses.
A 39-year-old man who sexually assaulted his 11-year-old niece has been jailed for 15 years. The man, whose name has been withheld to protect the victim's identity, pleaded guilty to a charge of incest at his arraignment before Justice Cheryl Grant Thompson earlier this month. The court heard that on January 30th, while other relatives were at home, the man penetrated her with his fingers. After the sexual assault, the girl kicked her uncle in the chest, causing him to fall to the ground. Then she told her relatives who were in the next room what he had done. As a result, he was arrested and charged. The prosecution had sought a sentence of 20 years imprisonment. The man who represented himself said he was remorseful for his crime and begged for leniency. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has again threatened that the United States would flatten the Bahamas if it ever fired rockets on Florida. DeSantis made the comment for a second time, this time while speaking at a campaign event in Iowa this weekend. When put to the Prime Minister, he said, "It seems DeSantis is misinformed."
We don't have rockets, right? We rely on the U.S. to assist us in the event of any sort of invasion on us. So it's obviously misguided. I think he needs to step back and look at what our relationship is.
Now DeSantis is seeking the Republican nomination to run for U.S. president in 2024. He made a similar comment earlier this month, and in response, the U.S. Embassy in Nassau said it regrets if DeSantis' comments suggest anything other than a close relationship between the Bahamas and the U.S. Meanwhile, Davis is reminding him that many Bahamians played an important role in Florida's political landscape.
And you ought to realize that in the state of Florida, you perhaps want more Bahamian diaspora that's engaged in the political landscape here than ever. And you should speak to them to understand what our true relationship is. But I don't think he's not familiar with the relationship. You ought to get for making such wild act.
All right, well, cool temperatures in the northern Bahamas as we move closer towards the winter season. Wondering what type of weather we can expect right here at home this week? Well, meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center live with your first look at weather. Greg.
Yeah, thanks, Talia, and good evening, everybody. Should be a very nice evening setting up for us. We do have a cold front that's pushing through the capital. It should be in the central Bahamas overnight, so some cooler temperatures are going to be building across the area behind that. 77 degrees outside right now with a few clouds. The winds out of the north at 9 miles per hour, and it feels like a comfortable 80 degrees on the outside. Radar and satellite composite showing quiet weather across our area. As I mentioned, that weak frontal boundary now sagging towards the southeast and into the central Bahamas. A dry air mass will be moving across the area. We're looking at some very nice temperatures. It looks like we're going to see some 70s for part of the week, and then we start warming up for the weekend, but very nice expected for the next several days. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us. Look at your extended forecast. It's still to come.
Still to come in our news, power outages on Eleuthera leaving residents without water for days. The state minister responsible addresses the outage straight ahead. Plus, Bahamas Air will soon welcome a new jet to its fleet. Hear why the expansion calls for more pilots. Plus, a number of Grand Bahamian entrepreneurs receiving grants to help develop their businesses. We'll tell you all about it when our news returns.
technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do,
electricity issues resulting in North Eleuthera residents being without water for several days. That's according to State Minister responsible for the Water and Sewerage Corporation, Miles Larota. Now, over the weekend, residents reached out to our newsroom saying the issue became a problem since Sylvanus Petty resigned as WSC Executive Chairman more than a week ago. However, Larota says water has since been restored.
For several days, the residents of North Eleuthera, in particular Harbour Island, was without water. My information from Water and Sewage was that there were some issues with electricity, that the generator that the water company was using as a backup, that failed. Eventually, the water supply was returned, first with a trickle, and then I was advised yesterday that the water is back on in North Eleuthera.
However, Larota explains this isn't a new issue.
The issue when raised about the electricity, I'm advised that there was a plan that got another one there. But overall, the electricity and the water companies also relied on electricity. After the electricity was returned by a generator, then there was another issue with the well pumps, the pumps for the well field, which made the situation exacerbated and longer too before the water was fully restored.
All right, well, Bahamas Air is looking to raise its retirement age for pilots. As the airline's managing director says, they're expanding and more pilots will be needed.
We're actually expanding the airline by an additional 737. It should be coming on hopefully in another 3 weeks or so, or come to the Bahamas in another 3 weeks. And that is there to help us expand the airline to meet the 2024 expectations.
In just a few weeks, Bahamas Air will increase its fleet, but with a new aircraft calls for the need for more pilots. That's according to Managing Director Tracy Cooper. In a local daily, it was reported that a number of Bahamas Air pilots are set to retire next year, which some say can lead to a pilot shortage. Cooper is explaining management's view on the situation.
In the Bahamas, the regulation allows pilots, actually commercial pilots, to fly until they reach the age of 65. We have not taken advantage of that. And given the fact that I mentioned that we're bringing on an additional airplane, we're looking to bring another one on before the summer of 2024, evidently the airline is expanding.
And in order to meet the needs of the expansion, he says the airline is looking at all avenues.
It isn't as if there is an abundance of pilots Bahamian pilots within the Bahamas, and we'd rather not go out looking at elsewhere for pilots.
He adds that Bahamas Air has over-experienced pilots.
And if they can fly for another 3-5 years, why not? So that's our conversation with the union right now, to the fact that we want to facilitate the expansion of the age, saying that the regulations actually allows it to be.
The Ministry of Grand Bahama doing their part to help develop the Grand Bahama business community. This as a large group of entrepreneurs on that northern island received the Empower Grand Bahama Small Business Grant at the Grand Lucayan Resort this morning. The program is designed to support small businesses that are part of the orange economy, also known as the creative industry. Minister for Grand Bahama Ginger Moxie says the program's goal is to assist local business owners with developing and diversifying their touristic products and services for visitors.
The ongoing collaboration between the Ministry for Grand Bahama and the Ministry of Tourism, Investments and Aviation to promote Grand Bahama Island in international markets has resulted in increased visitor arrivals to our beautiful shores. The tide is shifting, and residents have a golden opportunity to change the trajectory of their business endeavors. As the Davis-Cooper administration continues to build momentum to energize the island's tourism sector, we must improve our product offerings by creating more memorable and meaningful experience for the destination.
The program also focuses on supporting entrepreneurs to foster sustainable growth within their businesses.
As a part of the follow-up process, project and investment officers from the Ministry for Grand Bahama will monitor the progress of grant recipients. These officers will encourage good business practices, ensure that startups and existing businesses are properly licensed, and advise on tracking finances, marketing, and adopting environmentally sustainable business methods.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
We talk more about sailing ahead of the best regatta weekend, and we recap Game 1 of the softball finals. Don't go anywhere. Our sports is coming up next.
Cool temperatures outside the Our News studios this evening. A nice way to start off the work week. Greg is back with your extended weather forecast when Our News returns.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't.
This is our news. Welcome back. We learn more about youth sailing in the country and recap the New Providence softball finals. Here's Tej Adderley with a check on sports. Tej?
Thanks, Ataya. Good evening. I'm Tej Adderley. It's a new week, and I've got your sports. The Best of the Best regatta begins later this week in New Providence. Hundreds of sailors from throughout the country will compete in the national sport. We spoke to members of the Sailing Commission last week about the work they're doing to advance sailing.
We're trying to get sailing into the schools, which is a difficult task because obviously you can't just bring the ocean to the schools, so we got to bring the kids to the oceans.
That's Sailing Commission Chairman Dallas Knowles talking about the logistics required for their pilot program that aims to introduce sailing to school children in Providence.
It's not like most other sports where you have a playing field and you need a little bit of equipment and then a whole bunch of kids can participate. Sailing is difficult in the fact that only one or maybe two kids can sail on each boat.
At only 20 years of age, Olympic hopeful Joshua Higgins, who hails from Harbor Island, talked about his early exposure to the sport.
While to get good in the sport, right? Like you just don't get good overnight. It takes time and it takes a lot of effort and discipline. So yeah, patience is definitely something that I say that the sport of sailing has taught me. Not only in the sport of sailing, but also in my life. It's helped me a lot.
Once again, Best of the Best begins on Thursday, so be sure to go out there and support. Moving to the Diamond, the UB Mingos played in the New Providence softball finals. Here's how they did. The UB women's softball team dropped Game 1 of the NPSA finals to the Black Scorpions 18-7 at Bankers Field. The Mingos did have opportunities to score, but they were overwhelmed by the bats of the Black Scorpions. Mingos infielder Solano Brown spoke about the game.
I feel like our hitting could have come out a little stronger throughout the game. A little few errors happened, but that's nothing. We could pick up ourselves some more, and our pitching could have been a little bit stronger than it was.
Game 2 was scheduled for Saturday, but it was delayed due to weather. We'll have the results when they come in. That'll do it for sports today. I'm Tej Adderley.
Wondering what the rest of the work week will look like weather-wise? Greg is back in the Weather Center with your extended forecast right after this quick break. Stay with us.
technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Don't spend hours sending individual messages to your customers. Use SMS messaging instead. With Cable Bahamas Business Solutions SMS messaging, you can send personalized messages to hundreds or even thousands of recipients instantly. It's quick, effortless, and cost-effective. Plus, it ensures that your messages are delivered directly to your customers' cellular phones, guaranteeing higher engagement. Save time and boost your outreach with SMS bulk messaging. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Embrace technology and the digital transformation for better business results. For small business owners, it's essential to understand how technology can affect operational efficiencies. Modern communication relies on technology, and your customer service depends on communication. With proper tools like our fixed and mobile services, we help you stay connected. For solutions that work, ask the experts. Call Cable Bahamas Business Solutions.
In what we do at Best Brew, it really doesn't end when the customer purchases our product. We offer specialty coffee, tea, spices, and brewing equipment. We do a lot of our orders via website. We actually have the mobile service and the phone service and the internet. So having business in a box really kind of brought everything together for us and helps us to be able to provide the customer services that we pride ourselves on.
Welcome back to our news. Fairly nice weather conditions this evening outside the Our News studio. Wondering what else is to come? Greg is back with your extended weather forecast. Greg?
Yeah, thanks again, Natalia. Welcome back, everybody, for our final check of weather. We have a front that's moving through the northwest Bahamas. It should be south of the capital now, pushing into the central Bahamas. Not much weather associated with that boundary, but it will continue its trek towards the southeast. Behind that, we do have a high pressure that's going to be building across our area. Slightly breezier conditions across the northwest and central Bahamas tomorrow, but temperatures are going to take a little bit of a dip, and the dew point temperature as well. So we're looking for a refreshing change in the air mass. Nice conditions expected for the next several days before we start to warm up by the end of the week. Taking a look at our future forecast, nothing much, as I said, mentioned with that boundary. It's still lurking just to the south of the capital. There's going to be some high-level clouds moving across the Florida area through tomorrow, so we could see some patchy clouds across the northwest Bahamas. And then by Wednesday, that front boundary will be down near the Acklands, Crooked Island area, falling rather stationary. A couple isolated showers behind that, but all in all, it should be a very nice upcoming week. Northwest and central Bahamas, caution flag in place for you boaters if you plan on doing that tomorrow. Your winds will start off north to northwest tonight, actually, becoming more north to northeast tomorrow, picking up in speed, 15 knot seas, building 3 to 5 feet. Your first tide will be a high tide at 7:38 tonight. Your low tide will take place at 1:41 in the morning. And then, of course, the central Bahamas, southeast Bahamas, a caution flag in place. We still have some lingering swells out there, but the winds will be east to southeast at around 10 to 15 knots, seas running 2 to 4 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your extended forecast, pleasant conditions expected for the remainder of the week. Of course, those temperatures, look at that. Tuesday, Wednesday, 70s, and then we start to warm up by the end of the week. But temperatures will be rather comfortable over the next several days. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
All right, Greg, looks good. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.
No more waiting in queue for a